Am I the asshole for not paying for my friend's eyelash extensions for her wedding? My 26 female best friend, 25 female, I'll call her Callie, is getting married in a week, and I'm one of her bridesmaids, while our other best friend, 26 female, I'll call her Sam, is the maid of honor. They are my best friends and have been through literally everything in my life with me. I can't say Callie has been a bridezilla by any means, but she does have a very specific look in mind for her special day. I was told I needed to strip all of the color out of my hair. It was blue and is now a chestnut brown, and had to get a new foundation to cover up my tattoos as well as shapewear. I did all of this because it's her day, and it's not hard to re-dye my hair after this or put foundation on my tattoos. The actual problem happened yesterday. Callie made an appointment for her, Sam, and I to get eyelash extensions because it will make the day easier, less makeup to worry about, and we all suck at putting on falsies. Callie had asked all of her bridal party if we wanted to go, and only Sam and I said yes. To put it frankly, all of Callie's savings and money is going towards the wedding, so she is currently low on funds to an extent, and Sam has never actually been good at saving money. Meanwhile, I'm decent enough that I have some savings set aside and a low budget specifically for this wedding. I figured Callie had put aside money for these extensions and didn't think about it past my money. As we were checking out with our lash girl, I paid for mine and Sam paid for hers, but Callie just stood there looking at me. I asked her what was up, and she just said, waiting for me. I asked what she meant and that we should hurry up because we had a lunch thing to get to. She said she couldn't pay for her lashes and that she thought I knew and would be paying for them. I said that I was not aware and that I should have been told beforehand because I couldn't just pay for sets of $200 lashes. She said she assumed I would just know because of how much money had already gone into the wedding. And Sam obviously couldn't pay for it. I said I would not be doing that because I simply could not afford it. If this had taken place before next week, it would have been more likely, but I can't now. She started raising her voice and dug out her wallet and paid with her credit card. Sam pulled me aside and said that it was shitty of me to not just pay for it and that I knew what this wedding meant to Callie. I said if it meant that much, why didn't Sam just pay for it then? I was told by the both of them that maybe it was best if I didn't go to lunch and that they would talk to me in a couple of days. I know that this wedding means a lot to Callie. She has always wanted to be married, but I don't think it's fair of her to assume I would pay for the extensions just because she has stretched her budget thin. However, if I am in the wrong, I will find a way to make up for this, pay her back, or something. So Reddit, am I the asshole?
What do you think?
No, this is not your friend.
Am I the arsehole for not wanting my nephew at my wedding?
Ooh.
I'm trying to work out. I don't know if this is a relatively new one. I think it actually might be. So I'm excited. I love ones that are fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, so me, female 27, and my fiance, male 28, are getting married in a few months. Exciting. I'm sentenced in. I've told my fiance from the start that I didn't want any kids at our wedding, and he agreed. We don't have any kids in our families, so this made it so easy. We even put on our invitation an adult-only event. Our venue only allows 5 children maximum because children do tend to break things accidentally. So far, so fair.
Mm-hmm.
Over a year into our planning our wedding, my sister tells us she's having a baby 2 months before our wedding.
Uh-oh.
I know. She jokingly asked if the baby was allowed, and we said we would think about it, but ideally not. She's also not standing in the wedding.
Oh, hang on. She also is standing in the wedding.
Sorry, I can't read. She also is standing in the wedding. Makes sense. She's a sister.
Ooh, okay.
Thank you.
The plot thickens.
The plot does thicken. Last week she called and said she needed an answer now, even though her baby isn't due for a couple of months, and we said we didn't make a decision yet. Mm-hmm. We tried offering a few solutions, such as getting a babysitter or her boyfriend's parents watching him for the night, as her and her boyfriend will probably just want to have a night off. Or the baby can be there for family pictures, but tucked away during the ceremony in another room. She really wants him there because everyone wants to meet the baby. She doesn't feel comfortable leaving the baby with a sitter. This is like the first one. Like people
you gotta
to steal
see the baby.
I told her ideally I didn't want him there in case he started crying during the ceremony. And I don't feel like at my wedding is the time or place for her to show off her new baby.
Fair enough.
I want everyone to enjoy the day and have fun. And I also feel like she will hand off the baby to my mum, preventing my mum from enjoying the day. The next day she texted me, said she was removing herself from the wedding party. I thanked her for being honest and that I was understanding where she was coming from. I then asked if she meant that she wasn't coming to the wedding at all. It's been over a week and no reply.
Ooh.
I also explained that all I was requesting for her was to stand during the ceremony, show up 20 minutes before, and that's fine. She then proceeded to not come to my bachelorette party, claiming we were doing activities she couldn't do. We went for a walk on the beach with coffee, we got lunch, and we even went to a painting class. I don't know if I'm overreacting, and I don't have kids, and I don't really want kids, but I'm really struggling to see her point of view. This one's a fun one because there's a plot twist.
Ooh.
It reads, am I the arsehole for telling my sister my birthday doesn't revolve around her?
Ooh.
Seems okay, but there's a good twist, so stay tuned.
Okay.
This is a throwaway account. It is not linked to my main account. I, 17 female, had a birthday party last Saturday to see all of my relatives and friends. I'm the youngest granddaughter / niece / daughter, so it meant a lot to me that everyone was coming. My sister, 24 female, Flora, and I have never been close due to our age gap. When she hit her teenage years, she didn't even want to be seen with me. It was too embarrassing for her to have a younger sister. For some context...
there.
Oh, I feel that. For some context... For some context, I was an oopsie baby, but Flora wasn't. She's always been the golden child, and it's her way or no way. When it comes to birthdays growing up, she'll always find a way to make my birthday about her. On my 14th birthday, Flora faked a panic attack, causing my parents to shift their focus to her.
Oh my God.
I've never had a birthday to myself since Flora became the spotlight. This is where it starts getting good.
Oh, okay.
I think it's this paragraph that's good.
Okay.
I begged my parents to not invite Flora since I didn't want to share the spotlight with her. My parents assured me that she's finally matured and it was a sister thing. Come to the day of the party, Flora comes in a big flowy dress. Throughout the party, Flora didn't drink any alcohol, which was so strange because she's a big partier. When it came down to gifts, Flora gave me a box of the t-shirt, which read, World's Best Aunt.
Oh,
Everyone
my
was shocked
God.
and my mother was so excited. I burst out crying. Yeah, baby announcement. I know. Flora's grin quickly went away when she noticed my negative reaction. Mum told me to stop being selfish since it's wonderful my sister is having a baby and she's been trying for a while. All the rage I felt over the years came out and we had a huge argument. I told Flora my birthday does not revolve around her and how I wish she wasn't my sister. Cue more screaming and more arguing and half the guests leave. Flora ended up leaving and now everybody is very upset. I don't feel guilty and I'm happy, but am I the arsehole? My parents are pressuring me to apologize to keep the peace, but I don't want to.
Story time about how I got caught making out with my cousin after escaping a cult. Disclaimer, this is not my story time, send me an Instagram. Before you judge me, just hear me out. 4 years ago, my parents met this guy at our church. He basically convinced them to go live with him in his freaking cult. And for some reason, my parents decided to give him all of our money. For 3 years, my family and I were in this cult. Essentially, we had to work every single day instead of going to school. We were made to wear uniforms. We were also told even when to eat. Every single aspect of our lives was controlled. The third year there, I turned 16. I was the oldest out of my siblings. This is when I grabbed my siblings and I went to talk to my parents in private. And I told my parents that we were sick of this. It was absolutely horrible. Who wants to live in a cult? It actually took another year for me to convince my parents to finally let us go. By the time we left, I was 17 and hadn't seen my family in over 4 years. Thankfully, my parents came to their senses and we left. For some reason, my parents didn't want to contact their parents. So we ended up going to a shelter for 2 months. And then I finally convinced my parents of contacting their parents. This was the blessing we needed. Grandma was so happy to hear from my mom. The entire family didn't actually know what happened to us. They actually assumed we were dead. Go to part 2. Every time about how I got caught making out with my cousin after escaping from a cult. Part 2, and disclaimer, this is not my story time. I'm sending me on Instagram. Our entire family actually thought that my family and I were dead because they hadn't heard from us in 4 years. Thankfully, my grandma was so happy to hear from my mom, though. She actually asked my mom if we wanted to go live with them. You see, my grandparents had a 7-bedroom house, and they also owned 2 businesses. They also offered my parents jobs. It was such a blessing. Slowly, family started to come over. That's when my cousin and his parents came over, and it was lust and love at first sight. A few weeks later, my parents wanted to throw my little brother a birthday party. And of course, my cousin came around too. He started hanging out with us almost every single weekend up until that point. During the party, he asked me if I wanted to go for a walk in the woods. And when we did, he kissed me. It was beautiful and magical. But when we turned around, we saw a bunch of kids from the party, including my little brother who ran off and told my parents. Lucky for me, my parents were so desensitized from the cult that they didn't actually get mad. They just told us never to do it again. But my cousin still comes over. And we always go for a walk in the woods and make out. Is this totally wrong? Because I've suffered so much, I feel like I deserve this. And he's also my second cousin. Does that change anything? What should I do?
Am I wrong for telling my brother he is undateable? My brother Bill, 30 male, has been trying online dating for 3 years, but with no success. We live in a more rural area, so there aren't that many women around his age to begin with. And the ones that are available, Bill did not think they were good enough. So he asked me to edit his Hinge profile so he can attract a mate. I looked it over and damn, his profile was paragraphs of what he's looking for in a woman. Skinny, Cute, under 30, average to high income, and lives locally. She must also be into anime and into video games. Mind you, the only picture he has are grainy selfies or pictures with one or both of our parents, mostly our mom. It's also important to know that Bill lives with our parents and has been working as a door greeter at Walmart since he was 18. I told Bill that he doesn't need to overhaul his page. He needs to overhaul his life. I basically told him that no woman meeting his wants would want to date him. Am I wrong for telling my brother that he is undateable? It's important to know that Bill lives with our parents and has been working as a door greeter at Walmart since he was 18. I told Bill that he doesn't need to overhaul his page, he needs to overhaul his life. I said that no woman that meets his wants would want to date an obese 30-year-old living off of his parents, or one working a job that Walmart usually gives to old people to stay busy. Bill completely freaked on me and told our mom, and now she's upset because I tried to tear him down when he really just needed my help. So she wants me to apologize, but what is there to apologize for? I just told him what was wrong and that he should consider changing his life if his wants really are his wants. Top comment says you're not wrong. You gave him the help he asked for and he didn't get the help that he wanted, but you gave him true advice. The way his profile currently looks, it looks like he's looking for a sugar mama to take care of him.